ReZero is the most doomed anime there is. It's actually unreal how many times ReZero just gets absolutely destroyed for no reason because of absolute incompetence. For those that don't know, the studio White Fox, which is of course behind ReZero, Steins Gate, Goblin Slayer, pretty much all peak anime, right, is being acquired by Alpha Polus. Now, for those that don't know, I'm going to put on screen some of the animes made by Alpha Polus. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But as you can see, it's just generic isekai slop. These shows are getting like 6-point ratings, 7, a few 7s. But if you just look at the anime, you've probably never heard of them. They're just generic isekai slop that no one watches. Absolute garbage, right? So, why is Alpha Polus acquiring White Fox? Is it so that they can, get ReZero under their wing so they can sort of make even better anime? No. So we actually know what Alpha Polus's actual goal is for acquiring White Fox. So what does this mean? On screen you can see exactly what Alpha Polus is trying to do when it comes to White Fox. The first statement says that they want to accelerate the animation of its IP. What this means is that they want to essentially keep releasing and animating isekai slop. So you know those 5.0 anime shows that come out every season when it's isekai, the main character super brokenly OP, gets the harem of girls. Essentially, Alpha Polus wants to keep pumping trash and garbage out like that every single season. They want to, quotation mark, attract new fans, including from overseas, through high quality visuals. Nothing attracts more anime fans like animating good isekai slop shows, right? Like, by the way, let's go back to this screenshot of the animes that Alpha Polus has released. How many of these shows have you watched? Let's be honest here. Let's be open discussion. How many of these shows have you guys watched? The answer is none of them. Maybe one if you're lucky. You haven't watched these isekai trash, okay? Because they're garbage. Increase awareness of its company and work. So, well, don't worry, they got fucking awareness right now, and let's just say that awareness is quite negative. So again, ReZero is absolutely doomed. So some of you are wondering, wait, what does this mean for ReZero? Why is it doomed for ReZero? It just means that White Fox, now because it's working on isekai slop, guess what it's not working on? ReZero. So ReZero has those 28-minute episodes, no opening, no ending, just pure content. We're unlikely to get stuff like that again. Which means that White Fox might actually be taken away from ReZero. Kadokawa, who owns ReZero, they might actually say, White Fox, well, because you're too busy making isekai slop, we're going to give ReZero to a different studio. So we might get a situation where it's kind of like One Punch Man, where Season 1 was done by Mappa, and then Season 2 was done by a fucking god-awful studio, and One Punch Man Season 2 looks absolute garbage. Now, the reason why this matters, I'm not going to go into spoilers for ReZero, of course, but after Season 4, now guys, for those wondering, Season 4 is not really going to be affected. Okay, so Season 4 is pretty much in production. It's probably already finished by now. They're doing like the finishing touches. It's not going to be touched. But Season 5, which is considered the biggest arc of the series, Arc 7, you need to have top tier animation talent, such as having White Fox on your side. So the fact that White Fox is going to be depleted, because even if White Fox continues to make ReZero and animate it, if half of them are allocated to doing isekai slop, then guess what? That ReZero production is going to be delayed and slowed down. So it just means that ReZero is screwed. There's nothing good that can come from this. And we, again, like I said, you can see it. Bullet point number 1. Accelerate the animation of its IP. Alpha Polus doesn't give a shit about Kadokawa's IP, which is ReZero. So they're going to focus it on their own isekai slop. So guess what, guys? It means ReZero is doomed. And this means that Season 5 is going to be delayed. Because if Kadokawa is looking for a different animation studio, guess what that means? We're going to have to wait for that process to go through. And then even when it is done, you may not like the animation style. We're probably not going to get the extended opening and endings. So ReZero fans, once again, we lose again. Once again, ReZero fans lose again. And if you're wondering why I'm saying that ReZero fans are losing again, let's take a little trip back on memory lane. So most of you know that ReZero Season 2 got absolutely destroyed by COVID. So we had the split core, the animation was absolute trash, the art was trash, everything was delayed. When it came to Season 3, which was, don't get me wrong, it was a good season, but it was also a split core for some odd reason, and Season 4 was pushed further back. So for those that forgot, Season 3 and Season 4 was supposed to be a part of the same animation season. Right, it was supposed to be the same season, but they had to split it apart due to production issues because many people were getting laid off. Not only that, this is also, I guess, empowered by the fact that Crunchyroll, the absolute dogshit monopoly that controls and releases ReZero, they consistently release the anime with mistranslations, which destroy the story of ReZero. If you want to go further back, this also goes to Yen Press. For those that don't know, Yen Press literally released the English light novels for ReZero, and guess what? Absolute slop. Constant mistranslations. It's unreal how ReZero is actually cursed. Like, no matter what happens, us English ReZero fans, and even the Japanese fans, are going to be getting some absolute slop, and we just have to deal with it. So, in the comments down below, let me know what you think about this situation. Based on everyone I've spoken to and looking in the ReZero community, it seems that many people are upset about the news. Again, the only things we can do is wait and see, but my advice for you guys is that do not expect a ReZero Season 5 soon. And I'm not talking about 4 years, I'm talking about 5 or 6 years. Now, quote me on it if I'm wrong, maybe I'll be wrong, and maybe White Fox will continue to make ReZero and the quality will be good. But based on the current trend of like the constant production issues, the fact that Season 3 was actually split up into Season 3 and Season 4, it leads me to believe that ReZero is in quite possibly the worst position I've ever seen. And even if it does all go ahead, or like the animation studio changes, we're going to be given some second B tier, C tier animation studio. So it's a bit unfortunate for us and us ReZero fans, but let me know what you think and make sure to follow, like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you guys next time.